What is up, guys? It's Jake from Team Insanity here. I'm going to bring you just sort of a quick little video that I've kind of been wanting to make for a while now. So, first things first, I just want to let you guys know, I don't want you guys to feel intimidated to message us or anything like that, because as I go into this video, I'm going to talk about people messaging us and all that stuff. People can message us on our Facebook all the time. The link is down in the description. Don't feel afraid. Don't message me on Snapchat. Normally I run the Snapchat and the Facebook. Snapchats just don't do it. So I say that all the time. But you know, Facebook, I try to always reply to everyone in sort of somewhat of a timely manner. Obviously, I work full time, and full time like this week is about 50 hours, and I'm also taking some very rigorous college courses to get into nursing school. So, with that being said, it's not like I sit at my phone waiting for messages to come in. So, you know, there might be an hour or two delay depending upon if I'm in class or at work. So just sort of keep that in mind. Don't message me like 50 times saying, "Hey man, you there? Hey, you there? Hey man, you there?" So just please don't do that too, because then all of a sudden I look and there's like 500 messages and I'm like, what the fuck just happened? So, but anyways, with that being said, I want to talk about some of the most not recently, but just one of the most commonly asked questions that we have. It is basically the most common question ever that we get, that at least I see every other day or every day at the most. Okay, people always say, what gun is better? The Lux Ice, the M2, the CS1, the LV1, this gun, I mean, just insert all the high-end guns right here, the Vanquish, and they try to compare what's better, this gun or this gun. Which one would you buy? Okay, or what is better? The M2 or the CS1? That's a really big common one. What's better, this gun or this gun? And it's always high-end guns, okay? First off, I'm going to get into one of the very common questions that just really grinds my gears, and I just sit there and I'm like, oh my god, I just want to punch a fucking baby. It is when people ask, what is better? The Eclipse, we'll just say for argument, we're just going to compare these two guns just because people always try to compare these guns, but just insert poppet valve versus insert spool. One of the most common ones is, hey, what's better? The LV1 or the Geo 3.5? And I sit there and the first thing I always answer, this is my answer all the time. I'm like, okay, what do you want to shoot? A poppet or a spool? And it's going to come down to two. This is how people answer it in two ways. They're going to say either what's that, or they're going to say insert poppet or insert spool. Now if you ask me what's that, I'm going to say, obviously, you're not ready to buy a $1,500 marker. Do more research on what a basic, on basic paintball stuff and how paintball guns work before you go to drop $1,500 on a gun that you don't even know if it's a poppet or a spool, let alone if you even know what the difference is between that, between those two words that I just told you. Or people are gonna say, oh, well, I want to shoot a spool valve gun. And then I reply, you just answered your own question. And they're just kind of like, what do you mean I just answered my own question? I'm like, there's only one fucking gun that you just told me. There's just only one gun that you listed as a spool valve gun. That's the Geo. Or they'll reply, oh, I want to shoot a poppet valve gun. I'm like, well, okay. You just answered your own question. I'm like, what do you mean I just answered my own question? I'm like, the LV1's a fucking poppet. The Geo is not a poppet. So if you prefer shooting a poppet valve marker, why would you go out and buy a Geo or insert any other spool right here? Same thing, if you like shooting a spool, why would you go out and buy a poppet valve gun? If you look at my guns, I have a DM15 right there, I've got a Geo 3.1, I have an RSX, I have a Bob Long VCOM. Granted, I always use the spool. For the most part, I normally use a spool valve. I have a Vanquish. I have, what other guns do I have? I don't know. I have so many guns, but I don't have one poppet valve marker, one real poppet valve marker. Granted that you can change the VCOM over to a poppet valve marker, but I don't own an LV1. I just don't like it. I don't like poppets. It's just not my gun. I just absolutely just do not. I hate the LV1. It's just me. I don't have a JT Impulse. I don't have a Cyborg 6 or anything like that. I have all spools. Okay, so if I were to go, say, message another YouTuber and I say, hey man, or not even a YouTuber, just say that I message one of you guys that just know basic stuff about paintball, and I say, hey man, what gun do you think I should buy? I have insert all of my 11 high-end spool valve guns right here versus one poppet valve gun. What gun should I buy? Most likely they're gonna say, hey man, you know, you should stick to the spool valve guns because you shoot spool valve guns. That's what you enjoy. Now granted, I'm probably going to buy a poppet. I'm probably going to buy a G6R eventually. I'll probably buy some cool poppet if something really comes out and catches my eye. But just right now, I just have all spools. Okay, so with that being said, if you message us asking what is better after this video, if you message us after this video, what is better of this poppet valve versus this spool valve, I'm gonna rip your fucking head off, okay? Now granted, I really won't, but still, in my mind, I'm gonna be sitting there like, oh my god, I made a fucking video on this. Are you really asking me that question right now? Okay? So, moving on after that, again, I don't want you guys to feel intimidated to message us because I don't reply like that. And, you know, I don't judge because some people's knowledge of paintball is not, you know, up to par. Sometimes you're newer, that kind of stuff. So again, don't feel intimidated to message us with any question. Now, if you just message and say, hey man, you know, I'm thinking about getting either a LV1 or a Geo, and I haven't shot any of the two of them, do you think you can whittle down, you know, the different features, what is good about both, the pros and the cons about each of them, just sort of get a little bit unbiased on it and tell me which one you know, and just tell me which one you would buy. And I'm going to give an unbiased, I'm going to basically read off the packaging what comes in both, the difference of the shot quality, and I'm going to say, you know what, I live in Michigan, and poppet valve guns are really, really awesome for the cold weather. Most people always use poppet valve guns around here, especially in the wintertime. At the indoor field, it's 90% LV1s and G6Rs and just poppet valve guns in general, or autocockers, that kind of stuff. And then there's me, and I'm just like, but yeah, I'm still going to buy the Geo. And people are like, but you just said, you just told me that it's better in your circumstances, but you're still going to buy the Geo. I'm like, yeah, why? Because I prefer it. That's what I like to shoot. That is my thing. That is what I like to shoot. I don't like shooting the LV1, or I don't like it shooting insert this poppet valve gun. I don't like shooting that over this gun. That pro does not outweigh what I want and what I get out of this gun. So just sort of keep that in mind. People are always like, give me an unbiased answer. I'm just like, I'm going to give you a biased answer because that is my personal preference and you might prefer something else. So when people say, and when people post in Facebook groups saying, I want everyone to be unbiased and tell me what gun that they would buy, the M2 or the CS1. Well, you're going to get all the plain Eclipse fans, and then you're going to get all the die fans, and then you're going to get all the fans that are in between, sort of like me, where I just shoot the gun, and if I don't like it, then I'm not going to buy it. If I like it, then I'm going to buy it. Hence the reason why there's an M2 over there and not a CS1. People are going to say, okay, I want an unbiased opinion. Everyone has their own personal preference. Personal preference and biases are sort of the same, okay? So when you ask a question, some people prefer, or they're more biased towards one gun because that's what works for them, okay? So for instance, I'm 5'7", about 140 pounds. DJ's like 6'7", 6'8", okay, about 250 pounds. What gun does he prefer? He prefers the CS1. Granted, he loves the M2. He's like, man, that gun is fantastic. There's just this one or two things that I don't like, and it's because his hands are so big that he just can't fit them correctly with the regulator. I don't know, it's a long story, but he's like, but this CS1, he's like, I like the CS1 because of how fat it is. He's like, it's so fat and blown up that it fits in my hands just amazing. It's a fat man's gun. You know, he's like, I feel like they finally made a gun that's fat enough for me to use, and use comfortably, I guess you can say. Where there's me, who's the complete opposite of DJ. Like I said, I'm really small and don't weigh anything compared to him, or have the size of hands compared to him. And I'm like, the M2 is the best thing in the world because that CS1 is so damn fat. Okay, so with that being said, I can go out and tell DJ, oh, you know what? This M2 is the best fucking gun in the world because it fits in my hands really well. It's all gonna fit in everyone's hands differently. Everyone's gonna prefer something different. Okay, when it comes to high-end guns, I'm just gonna let you know it comes down to one thing and one thing only: preferences. Okay, what do you prefer? Do you want to shoot a Lux? Do you want to shoot a Vanquish? Do you want to shoot the M2? Do you want to shoot the CS1? Some people like shooting the CS1 because it's fatter, it fits in their hands better, or some people like shooting the M2 because it's a little bit smoother and it's a little bit smaller. And some people just, it depends. It is all different. And like I said, I've seen big guys shooting small guns. Tony, he's like 50 feet taller than me. He weighs probably probably not 3 of me because he's not 300 pounds, but he probably weighs twice of me. And he shoots a shocker. So, again, one of the biggest guys that I know that plays paintball shoots one of the smallest and lightest guns that I know. That's just because that's what he wants to shoot. That's what he prefers. So everyone is different. When it comes to high-end guns, everyone is different. You might ask me, what would you rather shoot, the Lux Ice or the Vanquish? And I'm going to tell you I would rather shoot the Vanquish. But there's going to be some people out there that are going to message us back and a month later and say, oh my god, I fucking hated this Vanquish compared to the Lux. Why did you recommend that to me? Because I'm like, well, that's what I prefer. You asked me what I like, and that's what I like. So with that being said, when you guys message us on high-end guns, when you ask us to verse all of these guns, what's better, this gun versus this gun versus this gun versus this gun, I'm like, just try them. They're all different. They all have differences. They're all very similar in their own ways. I'm just going to tell you right now, most high-end guns aren't going to break down. They're all going to shoot ball on ball. I mean, they're all going to be pretty damn consistent. I mean, there's a lot of things that high-end guns have in common. And with that being said, it just whittles down to what you prefer and what you want to get out of your gun, okay? So that's why I own so many different guns, because when I'm playing this scenario, I like to shoot this gun. When I'm playing this, I like to shoot this gun. When I'm playing in the Snake, I shoot this gun. So, now not everyone has all that money because they don't, again, work 50 hours a week, but still, it's the point that when you guys message us, I'm going to be biased. I'm going to tell you what I like, and then you might like something else. So, for now on, I'm basically going to link this video to you. And what I'm trying to say is, when it comes to high-end guns, just try it. Just go out and shoot whatever the hell you like shooting. You shouldn't be, Ryan Greenspan shoots the CS1, so I should shoot the CS1 because Dynasty's the best. No, shoot what you want to shoot, okay? Go out to the field and try out different guns. Go to your pro shop and feel them. That's why I recommend always going to pro shops, because you can get there and you can touch and feel it. Lone Wolf actually has a demo of a Lux Ice. I don't know if they still have it, but they had a demo of the Lux Ice that you could actually go out on the field and play with. They just said, here you go, connect all your tank and hopper, go have fun. Go out there and go shoot the piss out of that gun. So that's why I always tell people to go to pro shops, or even people at your field. These guns aren't always hard to find if you go to a decently sized field. These guns aren't hard to find. You just ask someone, be like, hey man, I see your chrono in your gun, but I'm thinking about buying that gun. Do you mind if I shoot that real quick? And just go and just, give it a couple shots in the chrono, shoot a stream of paint, give the guy a pod and say, hey, thanks man, that really helped me out, and just go on with your day. And you know what? You're either going to notice right there, yeah, I like that gun, but compared to the last gun that I just shot, compared to this Vanquish that I just shot, or compared to the Lux that I just shot, I'm still preferring this gun. Why? And you're not going to probably know why. Sometimes you will, sometimes you won't. But like I said, it's just all personal preference. So please stop messaging us what gun is better, this gun versus this gun versus this gun versus this gun. Because all I'm going to do is I'm going to do one thing. Is I'm mostly just going to just Google search. Well, I don't really have to anymore, but I'm just going to basically provide you the information that you can get off of the packaging. I'm going to say, well, this gun has this regulator. This gun has this. This gun has this. So with this gun having this, it's going to shoot like this. That's how I'm going to reply to these questions, because there is no right or wrong answer. I can tell you, I love shooting the M2 over the CS1 night and day. When I think of people shooting a CS1, I'm sitting there thinking, why the fuck would you want to shoot that gun? That gun is complete trash to a gun like this. But then you look at someone like DJ and they're thinking the same thing. Why the fuck would anyone shoot an M2? That gun is complete trash to a gun like this. Because everyone is different. Everyone likes their own style. And when you get to the high-end guns, like I said, they're all going to have a clamping feed neck. They're all going to have an awesome regulator. They're all going to have really nice barrels for the most part. They're all going to have an on-off ASA. Most of them have a toolless bolt, which doesn't really even matter. Most of them are going to have nice, mushy, gushy grips most of the time. Their triggers are going to be pretty damn well decent, or at least you can adjust it to. I mean, they're all going to have eyes. They're all going to have, you know, they all have their different features, but they're all pretty much similar. The difference is the little bit in the shot quality and how they are made ergonomically. And like I said, some people prefer something different. And in my mind, I don't know why anyone would buy a CS1. And in DJ's mind, he doesn't know why anyone would buy an M2. But that's the differences between us. I like the CS1, but I definitely don't like it over the M2. I like the Vanquish, and I like the Lux, but I don't own a Lux because I don't like the Lux. I mean, it shoots fine, but I shoot it and I'm like, yeah, I don't want to own this gun. It's just not me. Same thing. I like the Geo, but I don't like the LV1. I don't like the poppets. I despise that LV1. But then there's some people that are going to pick up an LV1 and be like, why the hell would you buy a spool valve gun over this, where I can get these awesome amount of, where I can shoot a little bit more pods, shoot it during any weather and not have to ever touch any tuning. I'll never have to touch my LPR or touch my dwell settings. I just have to take it out of the box and just shoot it. And the maintenance on it takes me like 2 seconds. There's 2 O-rings that I have to worry about on this gun. Why would anyone ever want to buy that spool valve gun with 15 O-rings over this LV1? Some people look at it that way. Or, you know, insert other poppet valve gun right here. So, you know, I want you guys to think about that. There is no right or wrong answer. It's what you prefer. And some people are very, you know, no matter what, everyone's going to be biased. Everyone is going to be biased, and or they're going to prefer something else. Bias and personal preference, I'm going to say, is basically the same thing in this. So just sort of think about that, especially when you call anyone biased on Facebook and you say, no, you're biased and you need to shoot this gun. So I've shot basically all of them. Also, with that being said, you guys know how many guns I own, how many of them I shoot on the reg. So if you guys ever want to come and play paintball with us, or if you guys are in Michigan, especially the local players watching or anything like that, if you guys want to shoot one of my guns to see if you like it, just come and ask me. If you want to shoot an M2, I'll let you shoot it for the day. I don't even care. I have more than enough guns to shoot. So, and most paintballers are like that, especially in our area of Lone Wolf. Most guys that I play with, if I said, hey, do you think I can go shoot that CS1 real quick? They'll be like, hell yeah, let's go, man, trade guns, woo! Most paintballers are like that. So just sort of keep that in mind. Go try it out. If you guys ever see me, like I said, I carry not all of my guns with me, but a majority of them. I keep them, you know, in a secret location, locked up in my trunk, so you'd have to cut through my trunk to get to them, but whatever, if you need to steal them that bad, that's where they're at. So, you know, I'll just take a trip out to my trunk, get whatever gun that you want, and that's how it goes. So, you know, if you guys have any other questions, like I said, feel free to message us on Facebook. I'm always open to having open-end conversations and thoughts and ideas and that kind of stuff, and people asking technical questions about that kind of stuff. But if you ask me what's better in the LV1 or the Geo, I'm going to cut your fucking throat. I'm going to find your family, shove my dick down your, I don't know, whoever you don't want your dick shoved down, or my dick shoved down, I guess. And that's just sort of about it. So if you guys, like I said, have any other questions, go ahead, hit us up. If you guys see us at the fields, come shoot my guns. I don't really care. I have plenty of them, and then it'll give me time to cycle through other guns. So I hope that answers your question, and yeah, that's how I'm going to end the video.